Rajdeep, who's winning and why?
Who's winning is something I'm not going to sort of stick my neck out. But I will say this, that I distinctly saw an edge for the Congress. Now, how big the edge is the difficult question, Rahul, simply because look at Karnataka. 3 of the last 4 elections have thrown a hung assembly. It's a state with strong regional variations. You go to North Karnataka and coastal Karnataka, the politics is very different from the southern Karnataka, the old Mysore belt, which is very different from Kalyan Karnataka and central Karnataka. In such a state, to have a wave from north to south is very difficult. And look at the elections over the years. Very rarely has any party got more than 150. I don't think that's happened for over 30, 40 years now. So in a 224 assembly, you've rarely got a 2/3 majority. Plus you have a third player, the joker in the pack, JDS. How well or badly the JDS does, Rahul, will decide the Congress's fortunes. If the JDS doesn't repeat what it got in 2018, 37 seats and about 18% of the vote, I think advantage Congress. The Congress benefits from a decline in the JDS, and the Congress is partly benefiting, in my view, from a slight split in the BJP vote, particularly it appears the Lingayat vote, and the critical factor, in my view, there is anger against the local government on prices. If there is a single issue that connects North and South Karnataka, Rahul, it is the price of gas cylinder. I'm calling this the gas cylinder election. 1,200 rupees, you go to the poorer parts of Karnataka, that's the first response you get. And therefore the double engine concept, which has been the BJP's strength and Mr. Modi's strength, doesn't work as effectively in Karnataka. My point is, Siddaramaiah for CM, Modi for PM. And Karnataka has a history of that. Vote for one party in the state and another party at the center. So my hunch is Congress ahead, but whether it will cross the halfway mark depends on the joker in the pack, Kumaraswamy.
Shiv, this is your home state. So there's a lot of journalistic pride, but you got a lot of support back home. But this is where you bring it together and give our viewers your sense of who you think is winning and why.
You know, Rahul, I'm going to answer the question that you raised on your show when you were promoting it, which is about whether the Congress's campaign peaked a little too early and who really has the edge. Now, Karnataka, my home state, is a dangerous state to, talk about which way the guns are booming. The best number crunchers have got it wrong in the past, so I'm not going to touch upon that. All I'm going to say is that I don't think the Congress's campaign has peaked too early, Rahul. I know it's dangerous to compare state with state campaigns, but if you look at the way the Congress's campaign was structured in Gujarat, which was the previous big election, in Karnataka they've had a very well-crafted... They didn't even fight. Here they had a well-crafted, consistently agenda-setting sort of campaign. They were on the front foot. The BJP was constantly
But
reacting.
the Bajrangi issue did seem to put them back.
I'm still wrapping my head around that one. I still haven't found a proper reason as to why they provided this kerosene. Lots of people are calling it kerosene on the ground in Karnataka. That this was the kerosene that the BJP was
Congress strategists would have us believe that this is part of a deeper strategy. That this helps in polarize the Muslim voters, about 12 to 13% across the state, especially important in places like Old Mysore, where the JDS would pick up, say, 1 in 3 Muslim vote. And by doing this, you consolidate it in the way the Trinamool did in West Bengal. Is that being too clever by half? Because the BJP voter was a bit disenchanted, not really pumped up. You got them really going now.
You know, Rahul, there is at times you can be too clever by half. Mamata Banerjee and Trinamool could get away with it because there is a 30% Muslim vote here. Here you're talking of 12 to 13%. So I don't think that was a risk. If that was the strategy of the Congress, they've got it badly wrong. There was, in my view, no real need to bring in the Bajrang Dal issue into this manifesto.
But you spoke to several of the Congress leaders. What did they tell you? Were they thinking? What were they thinking?
But the local leaders, again, you see, these manifestos at times do not take the local leaders into the kind of confidence. Locally, one of the strengths of this Congress campaign,
You're saying that DK and Siddha didn't know what was being done.
Well, they certainly, I don't think, would have wanted this as part of a manifesto. They were focusing on local issues. You go anywhere, they were talking about the guarantees.
Upadhyay, you buy this theory that this Bajrang Dal insertion happened without the local leaders knowing? Is that, I mean, given that this is the Congress...
It can happen in the Congress
party. In the Congress this can happen.
But now, just to quickly finish before you go to RK, one of the strengths of this Congress campaign this time has been that Mr. Siddaramaiah and Shivakumar, who have conflicting ambitions, have actually worked together. And even Mr. Kharge, who has his own dream of one day, which is never probably now going to be fulfilled. They've kept it together.